Welcome back to Knockhill after the third and final Bennetts British Superbike Championship race of the weekend here at the fourth round. And back on the podium for McCann's Racing Yamaha, it's Danny Kent. Danny, you've had the pace all weekend, you've proved that. You had an unfortunate race too, but it must feel good to end the weekend now back on the podium. Please can talk us through your day.
Yeah, it's definitely going to make the 8-hour journey home a bit easier. I was still kicking myself really from the crash in race 2. I should have thought long term. As soon as I got past Tommy, and then I could see the corner of my eye that I was just pulling away. I should have sort of settled and thought of the championship. But you know, when I had that carrot dangling in front of me, and I could see myself catching the front two, you know, I just didn't. I felt like I could have maybe caught them and won it. But it was nice to finish the weekend with a podium. Team gave me a great bike all weekend. I felt great on the bike. So yeah, overall happy. But still kicking myself a little bit from the mistake in race 2.
And we go to Snetterton next. How do you feel about that circuit? Because that's traditionally been quite strong for the Yamaha.
Yeah, Snetterton is a track that I actually really enjoy myself as well. And like you said, the Yamaha have won plenty of races around Snetterton. So now we'll go back home now, train hard and work towards Snetterton.
Thank you, Danny.
Thank you.
And another podium for Honda Racing UK is Tommy Bridewell. Tommy, strong second place in that race. It's been an incredible run of consistency on the podium. Was that one more difficult than earlier on today, would you say? How did you find race 3?
Hard to sum up that race, if I'm honest. Purely for the fact is the pace earlier when it was really wet was unbelievably fast. And then to be honest, in that race, I had a couple of moments early, and I thought to myself, oh, bloody hell, is the tyre pressure right or whatever? Everything was perfect, but it put my mind at ease a little bit, because I saw straight away Rory had a little bit of a moment, and then I could see Christian having a few slides. So I think it was just track conditions. A tough race, really tough. I knew the track was going to dry, and I knew it was going to become harder. So quite early on at the start-finish, I was trying to stay over to the left to keep my tyre cooler, really. But Christian set a phenomenal pace at the front. I was just conscious of trying to stay with him. It was pretty much everything I had to try and stay with him. I was losing the front into the last hairpin. I couldn't match him through the first sector, but I could just maintain the gap. And to be honest, he pulled us away from the rest of the pack. Once I saw plus 1.5 seconds, and I saw Danny was behind me, with 8 laps to go, I thought to myself, right, let's see if there's anything left. But I was just having too many moments, to be honest. And for the championship, for me, this is the crucial time of the season. I've always approached seasons slightly different, and I've learned every year. And the string of podiums for me is a testament to Honda, testament to our approach this season. We're not trying to win every single race. Yes, we want to win every race, of course we do, but we're just trying to keep our feet on the ground, and just keep building points. You know, we come into this weekend 22 points behind in the championship, and we're leaving 11 points with a championship lead. So if you told me that before the weekend, wouldn't have believed it. You know, we've come away with a win, a third and a second, and great weekend, you know, in all. Credit to everyone in that race. You know, Danny rode a good race and put me under pressure really as well, but credit to Christian and Motor Rapido. They've done the hard work in that race. So yeah, good weekend.
And now looking forward to Snetterton.
Yeah, Snetterton was obviously great for me last year, winning all 3 races, and I think we've unlocked some bits with the new Fireblade that's really allowed me to ride a little bit easier and have a little bit in hand. So really looking forward to Snetterton. Yeah, just see how we fare up, and hopefully the British weather's going to turn in our favour, and we'll get some nice sunny days soon.
Thank you, Tommy.
Cheers.
And becoming our 7th different race winner in 2024, Bennetts BSB for Oxford Products Racing Ducati, it's Christian Iddon. Christian, when we spoke earlier after race 2, you said you felt like you had the pace to win a race, and you delivered in race 3. Talk us through it, because again, challenging conditions out there, but you really looked smooth, and it looked like you had a much better performance without the issues that you had in race 2.
Yeah, 100%. Obviously, we had a few issues in the second race today, but it is what it is, and we finished second, so it's still a great result. I felt absolutely brilliant on the bike at the start of that race, and I think Tommy said something really similar. When the track was wet, my bike gave me like so much confidence and feeling and grip, and yeah, I felt good, and I knew how fast Rory was in the previous race, so I was surprised that I was so keen to get by him because I definitely felt like I had more pace. So I was the first opportunity that I got, which surprisingly was the hairpin because he's been so good into the hairpin, and yeah, my bike felt good. So I was like, I passed him where he was the strongest in the previous race, and I felt like I had a bit more pace than him. So got through, and then yeah, 30 laps around here is super long. So I just eked the gap out a little bit, 10th by 10th, and then I could see it was Tommy behind. I know how strong and consistent Tommy is. You know, you don't be British champion for no reason. So I kind of just tried to maintain the pace, and then the track really started to dry out, and it got super greasy. Like I was really struggling to even stay on. You know, there's a few times the rear came around, it just sort of, I think the tyres just overheated and they just started to walk around on you. So I was trying to do a few things with the electronics. Actually mid-race, but it got a bit confusing for me to try and flick the button between certain corners because I had to do a certain map in one corner and not in another one. So I canned that idea after 2 or 3 mistakes. But yeah, I was really worried because on my lap delta it shows how fast I am compared to my best lap, and I could see I was hemorrhaging time on my best. So I was going slower and slower, but my board never really changed. So at least it gave me the confidence to know that the other people behind me were having a really similar sensation and struggling the same. So I was just really trying to not spin the tyre because the amount of heat we were getting into it was crazy. You just couldn't stop from spinning. You know, the whole way up the start-finish straight, it became just like ice almost. And things were spinning in 5th gear, it's pretty crazy. And then you just heat the tyre for the whole rest of the lap. So I was trying to maintain and manage, and the red flags came out. It kind of caught me off guard. I actually nearly ran off track and crashed on the grass because I saw the red flag and it sort of caught me out just as I was tipping into turn 1. So yeah, hopefully Leon's all right, but big credit to the team this weekend. We had an incredibly hard start to the weekend where I had no feeling with the bike, had no pace, I was really struggling, and yeah, we've all worked together, and we had a difficult day yesterday when I got took out of what would have been a reasonable finish. So to come away today with a second and a first is amazing, and the end goal is always the championship. So looking at the championship table, we've moved back up a little bit after a difficult Donington Park. So
up to 4th.
Up to 4th, yeah. So yeah, we've always just been not necessarily looking at where we are in the table, but how close we are to the top, because that is the main goal, and we are here to fight for a championship. So I think we've shown some pace today, and I'm looking forward to Snetterton. That's the next round, isn't it? Yeah, that is the next round. I've typically gone pretty well there, and I know the Ducati's absolutely fantastic round there, so I'm really looking forward to that one in a few weeks' time.
Congratulations, Christian.
Thanks.